Hello, everyone. Hey, Stella.
Hello, Lisa. And everyone.
Yes. It's always so weird, like we're talking before we go live, but then we go live and we say hi to each other again, just because you guys are all here. So, hey, what's up, everyone?
Yep.
Awesome. So it's my office is very messy too. You just can't see it because it's in front of me. It's not behind me.
I know. I really need to get a webcam that has a zoom. Just zoom in on me and not see my mess.
Yeah, but we were just saying, like, you were like, I think my office is even messier than last time. I'm like, well, we're in the middle of season. Who has time to clean their office right now? You guys are feeling us, right?
I know. I have basically Saturday, I calm down. I do have 2 dance schools next week, and then I'm pretty much good.
Yeah.
All
right. So if you're tuning in today, why don't you give us a shout out, say hi, make sure you can see us and hear us. I got Marla. Hey, Justin. Hey, Lynn. Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well today. But go ahead and give us a shout out here so we can see that you're here and you can see us. And don't be afraid to ask questions or make comments along the way. It really helps us. So we're not just talking to us, we're talking to you guys too.
Right.
So yeah, just like we're in one big room together and we're all talking over each other at the same time. That's how this works, right? Awesome. We got some people tuning in. Oh, hey, Rocky, Minnesota. Oh, it's hot and muggy and sunny in Florida today. I am down here in the Tampa area. I am Lisa from PhotoDay. If you're new and just tuning in, welcome. This is Stella Craze. Stella's got 2 different studios she runs up in the DC Metro Maryland area. So she does a little bit of everything. I like to call it the well-rounded volume studio, where you're doing all kinds of different niches, like everything.
I'm diverse.
Yes, you are very diverse. So it's awesome. That's what's so great about PhotoDay. It like allows you to be more diverse. You can just do everything through the same workflow, same platform, same software. It's really great. So awesome. We got a bunch of people tuning in today. So today's webinar, it's all about commencements with PhotoDay. Just to give a rough agenda, we're going to just go over all the different gallery types, show you some of the new commencement resources and products, do some of the setup. That's a little bit more, I wouldn't say complicated, but some of the newer, different, unique features that PhotoDay offers. So you can kind of wrap your head around how this might help you now or in the future with existing jobs or future jobs. So that's what today's all about, guys. So welcome. And end of the school year. I'm a mom. I cannot wait for a break. So for the school break and no more homework and all that running around like crazy and getting up and packing lunches every day. So I'm looking forward to my summer break. So
get it.
Very much so. Some housekeeping rules. If you guys, if it freezes or you lose video at any time or sound, just go ahead and hit the reconnect button or refresh your browser. It should reconnect. Everything's just fine. There's a 10-second delay from the time we talk and the time we see your text pop up in the chat window as well. And we'll try to get to all of your questions as we go along. So, yeah. So, Stella, why don't you just introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so as you know, I'm Stella Craze. I live in Annapolis, Maryland. I have been in the volume photography business for 17 years, since 2005. Started predominantly in youth sports, and that's mini pro sports photos. And then after a few years, I got my first school account, and I decided I needed another brand myself under a different name. And as a sole proprietor, at least in the state of Maryland, you can have up to 7 different business names under your social security number. So I started on-site photography. So all of my schools, high school sports, corporate events, things like that, I trade under on-site photography. So I'm mini pros and on-site photography. So that's pretty much it. But I am truly a volume photographer. I'm self-taught. Started with film, went to digital, went to a lot of conferences, lots of photographers who shared their techniques and how they photograph, and just, you know, learned from everybody who is willing to share. And that's why I speak a lot of conferences, to share and give back, because there are a lot of people that helped me get to where I am today as well.
Yeah, it's crazy how this industry used to be so like secretive, right? Nobody used to share. And then the last 10 years, you really started to see it, maybe with the rise of social media, really started to see it take off, and everybody's sharing how they do things. And it's just really cool to see it evolve now that everything's out in the open. More people are sharing their processes and different workflows just to continue to streamline.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome. All right, so let's get started. Well, now we're in the way. So let me just move there, we're out of the way now. So, all right. So we have 3 different gallery types here at PhotoDay. We have private galleries, group galleries, and public galleries. So there's different galleries to accommodate different jobs. And when we're talking about commencements, they can be done in any of these 3 gallery types, really. It really depends on your preference. Stella uses private galleries mainly for all of her stuff and the Capture app. And we have other studios that do commencements, and they use group galleries or public galleries. So it's really about your preference and how you want to communicate and data you have existing, or, you know, where you're at in your studio. So we're going to go through and touch on a little bit of different workflows for all those segments, just so you guys can see, okay, and figure what's going to work best for you. So Stella, can you give us some reasons on why you love private galleries?
Well, the main reason I like private galleries is because once my images are published and I send out communication, or, you know, well, texts automatically go out, you know, if they've, you know, opted in with the private galleries anyway. But I love the fact that they'll have a direct link just to their gallery. So it saves them a step from looking through, like in a group gallery, finding their folder and that kind of thing. So immediately parents see their child's photos. It just makes it easier for them to pick their favorites and to order immediately, instead of them going, oh, I can't look through all these right now. You know, you can't deal with it, kind of thing. So I do feel that that's the best way to basically get sales quicker as well, is for people to order right away. And that way I get paid right away. I don't really use group galleries a whole lot, but I was just telling Lisa, I do have a commencement on May 27th. And I have all their, I use Capture, and I, you know, of course, you know, that's what, like Lisa said, I use it for pretty much everything. So I do have all the senior portraits already. So I don't have to use the Capture app on the ceremony night, because I already have all the graduates' photos. So with PhotoDay, you can export those images and set up a new job using those images that you already have in Capture, so that now I can just go take candids, take the photos across the stage, and then family portraits, and it will automatically populate in their private galleries. But my my coordinator at the school just asked me if we could hand out cards with the access code or whatever, so they can find the photos. And I was planning on doing private, so I'm not sure. This is my first year with this school, so I'm not sure if they're one of those schools that likes to see everybody else's pictures. So I'm just gonna ask them if they would prefer the group gallery, even though I can do it all private as well. So public, I've never used the public gallery. I don't.
So the public galleries were actually in the first version of PhotoDay. It's the only gallery type we had. So the main difference between the group and public galleries is that public galleries have a direct URL. They go right into the site. They do not need to re-enter their access code. In a group gallery and a private gallery, they're going to go to galleries.photoday.io, and then they're going to have to enter in their access code, whether it's their private gallery access code or the group gallery access code. So all 3 galleries have the automated text marketing. You can do the opt-in, you can do advanced pay, but really public galleries is the only one that has like a direct URL, and you can throw that up on a site, put it in a program, do whatever you want with it, and they can go right into the gallery to view photos. So
let me answer Lynn's question real quick. So Lynn wants to know, how do you know names to create private galleries? Well, I do all the school photos, so I get the data at the beginning of the year, and I do the senior portraits. So I ask them for the emails, because especially with COVID, it's been really easy so that there's less transmittal of, paper between schools. So it was really a great transition for schools to be comfortable with giving out emails.
Yeah.
So you just have to ask for them to do the private galleries. If they don't give them to you, then you can't do the private galleries. You got to go to the group gallery.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note here too, is that in order to really optimize your sales and your marketing plan, your whole strategy, you really have to know which gallery type you're going to do before you actually start the communication. That is like super important. So understand, and then you can develop the strategy. And Joseph, we're going to show you how you get those access codes to the parents. But Stella just mentioned she has all the emails from the underclass photo day. So all the seniors that were photographed in the fall, right? You already have all their emails and their data. So you can just recycle them to a new gallery and use those primary images, those featured photos, to cluster the images in the private gallery and the existing email addresses to send out the communication.
Right.
So that makes it really simple. So, okay. So we're going to talk to that. That leads us into our next slide. Like, how do you ask for this data? I think a lot of us struggle, like, okay, like we're going to do a private gallery. How do you go about asking for the data? I mean, I know it sounds so basic, but there's a lot of us that struggle with that.
You just have to ask for it. but I think though, if you tell them why, and just give them, like on my school contracts, and they do anyway, because they're giving you data, whether you're asking for an email or not, you're still getting names of all the children. You still know who everybody is, because with yearbooks and that kind of thing. So, they need to trust you to even just ID the kids for yearbooks. So, like I said, with COVID, it was really easy because, the kids weren't in school, they're virtual, we're doing different things. So it was really much easier, where I just filled out like a little, I don't know if it's a disclaimer or what you want to say, that I will not use emails for any reason other than notifying, parents about their child's photos. So I just signed like a little, this is, my commitment to you. I'm not going to use them, sell the emails for any other reason. It's just for me to communicate to your parents, and take the, the pressure off you of always having to answer questions about photos, so that I can deal with everything directly. If I can communicate directly with them, it just, it's just much easier. And then again, we all know that we have some good school secretaries or coordinators that are really great about communicating, and we have others that don't follow through. So if you get those emails, it makes it really nice, because you can, just, talk to the parents, tell them exactly what, graduation day is going to be look like, where you're going to be set up, how you're going to set up, that you're going to have a family station set up afterwards. So if you have a coordinator that isn't good at communicating or forgets to include that information, at least you as a photographer are more in control of what's going on, so that you can capitalize on that for, and sales and revenue, so parents know about it. I mean, I was just at a school this week doing volleyball photos, and they had a honor society group they forgot about, and I wasn't supposed to be there, but they let me just set up in the hall. Well, as soon as that broke, I had 5 families come over to my volleyball station asking me if I would take their photos. I'm like, seriously? So same thing at commencement. Yeah, there wasn't anything there for those parents. So I'm like, oh, well, no, I'm doing volleyball photos. But, anyway, so they need to know that you're going to be there and you're set up for them, is what my point is on that. So anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, there's always the question too, is like, what happens if they don't give you emails? Well, we were just talking about that. Well, I mean, I feel like as a vendor, and you're here to provide a service, and they want a specific service, that you need specific things to be able to provide that service.
Right.
So, I mean, that's basically how I would phrase it. If they want the private galleries, if they only want to see those images. And I think Natalie has a great tip on here. Like, the schools don't want to give data in the fall, but a week or two ago, she asked the head of household emails for all the seniors at graduation, and she had every single school's info within days. Like, I mean, that's the common thing. You hear at the end of the year, they're just like, here you go, take all the information, because now they've gone through the whole school year with all the vendors they work with, giving them all the reasons why they need to communicate with parents via email, and they're tired of it. They're just like, here you go, just take what you need.
Right.
I feel like the admin has like protocol meetings at the beginning of the year, and then as the year goes on, they tend to get a little bit more lax. So
Right. And like, okay, so third thing, relationship with decision maker. I mean, that is important. So, they need to be comfortable with you. And of course, like I said, I just write a little disclaimer saying, this is my commitment to you. I'm not going to do this. And that way you have that trust with them so that you're kind of in a partnership with them to make sure parents are happy and everybody gets what they want, when they want, and how they want it. And then as far as advance pay goes, Lisa, I guess we're just talking about, I do use advance pay all the time with every job. And I will, I haven't decided yet on what my commencement, because I need to communicate this now that it's May 27th, so it's coming up.
Yeah.
I've been talking, the school has been telling her, they know when commencement is, but as far as the advance pay promo, I'm probably going to do like a 10% off or something if they order by a certain date or some sort of promo just to get a little bit up front to cover my labor. That's mainly why I do advance pay, is to cover my costs of paying for labor, because labor is pretty much our most expensive, costs that we have, that we incur. Yeah. And so it's nice to collect a little cash up front to cover, your labor expenses or any other expenses that you might need if you need a background because you don't have the appropriate background for the event or something. So it's nice to at least get a little cash up front to cover any costs that you might incur for that day.
Yeah, so. I'm a big proponent of advance pay. I mean, for the sole reason is you're qualifying your buyers, you're getting cash up front, you're, getting more people to opt in, and there are people ready to make a purchase that minute, and you're letting them make a purchase, or people just want to give you money for providing service. They know they're going to convert the sale, so why prevent that? So that's the way. Always have it in advance pay mode. You're sending them to the gallery, sell them something. Always be for sale, right? You're a business. You're always selling something. So
right.
I think it's a great method for that, for those reasons. Maximizing participation. So, I mean, I think, a lot of us, especially if you're going from like paper forms, I've seen this unfolding in the user group this week where like people aren't just not happy with the sales. You're trying online for the first time or trying PhotoDay for the first time, and you're struggling with participation. And we're not talking about participation in PhotoDay. We're talking about participation in purchases, converting those buy rates over. And I think it's so important to build the connection and to be out in front and to make more than one touch, in your marketing. So what are some things that you do, Stella? I know you email out, right? So what are some other things you might do? Do you email the schools? Do you email the parents? Both?
Obviously, your coordinator at the school, I usually give them what I want them to say. In quotes, I'm like, tell your parents this, so that they copy and paste it in their newsletter. So, a lot of schools send out like a newsletter, Monday, weekly, like a weekly, what's going on that week and that sort of thing. And then repetitive, I ask them to do it every week, until the event occurs. That way, if somebody didn't see the newsletter last week, whatever. But also if they have a Facebook page, share that, we're going to be there, look for us, if there's anything particular that they need to know about that might be unique or different. So definitely just using newsletter, that. And then if I have the emails, if they send me the emails, then of course I will send out a letter again, reiterating what the school should have already told them. And then also, and what's important when you're sending emails out, you need to make sure that the subject line catches their eye, because people don't read emails. And a lot of times it's because what you're putting in the subject line isn't grabbing their attention. So, important, graduation photo information, read now or read this, important, you need to know, or just something to make them at least open up the email so that they read it, so that they get the information. Because a lot of people don't read emails because that subject line is like not grabbing their attention. Because I know I do the same thing, unless it's something that goes, there's no reason for me to click on it. So you need to make sure that you're communicating and that there's a way for you to communicate. But and I'll do an email blast to all the parents, prior to reminders. If I'm doing the advance pay, if I have a promotion, remember tomorrow's the last day to take advantage of purchasing an advance pay to opt in for free shipping or for a 10% discount on your order or whatever the promotion might be. So, so when they feel like when you develop or that fear of missing out, then your participation is going to pick, because they're going to, I want to get free shipping, or, I want to get the 10%. So that will help. And that's why I think advance pay is so great, because I think it does really help with your participation, because people want a deal. People want a discount. They ask for it, if they don't know about it. So I'm like, I'll give you one if you make a deposit towards your order. And, if you don't like any of the photos, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, that advance pay credit, I can fully refund it if you decide later you really don't like the photos or don't want to buy the photos. So.
Yeah, Natalie, that's a great question. Do you have them make a deposit amount in advance pay, or do you have them actually buy certain packages? And with PhotoDay, it's all just a credit. It's not related to the package sale. So it's really flexible. You can make it as inexpensive, or, as long as it's in denominations of $5, but you can make it as small as a $5 buy-in, $10 buy-in. And I mean, it's like a beer at a concert, right? So, I mean, it's like just getting them to commit and build the connection to the gallery. Like that is like really what you're doing here, is just trying to get that little bit of pre-sale up front to qualify the buyer. Mm-hmm. So Joseph asked a question, don't you find when they ask, can we buy online, is like a blow off that they really don't want to buy? Like, does that, I mean, I think I used to hear that when we were doing paper forms a lot, like people would come up and they didn't want to do a form. So they were like, can I just do it online? I never really felt that was them blowing us off. I felt like they just didn't want to fill out a form for whatever reason. Like, I mean, I know my husband, he hates filling out paperwork, so he shoves it to me all the time. And a lot of picture days, if the dad's there, he doesn't want to fill out the paperwork. So
yeah, that's how I feel about it too, especially, and I guess it's the way your comeback on that. It's like, well, we really believe that you need to see the photos first to buy anyway. So, that's why we want you to be online. And so yes, we want you to buy online so that you can see exactly what everything is, so that you're completely satisfied and you know what you're getting. So.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Let's go next slide. Oh, okay. So this is example email. We have some new resources available. I wanted to show you guys that are specifically geared for commencements. This is an email that would go out for a private gallery example. And it's using just like the graphic header. So like, at commencements, at these graduation ceremonies, I feel like it's important. They're like a little bit of a classier celebratory event, right? It's not so much like a league picture day, right? So the whole way we communicate, really your messaging changes because you're talking to the families, they're celebrating. So the messaging that we put together here was more of like a live in the moment, like keep your phones in your purse or in the car or whatever. Let us handle the photos. I think that's a really important message when you're at events like this, because, if everyone's got their phone out and they're snapping photos, then no one's actually enjoying the ceremony, right? So I think the message is here more at a commencement or a graduation ceremony is more like, hey, let us handle the photos. We're going to do all the photos for you. You just have to opt in. We're going to send you the information. You're going to see and have a chance to purchase the photos when they're ready. Is a good, strong message for graduations.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so I got a question coming in from Marla for the private gallery. So the private gallery, Marla, just to answer your question, is where each person gets their own access code. So in this example email here, it's going specifically to this person with their private access code, and they only see their photos. In a public and group gallery in PhotoDay, they will enter a gallery, and you can assign 3 different options for them to view photos, and we'll show you this on the demo here. But it's they can view all photos. They can search by tags, which is just like a folder structure. So if you sorted them into like handshake, family photos, the individuals, the procession, and then uploaded all those collection of folders to PhotoDay, they'll all be tagged automatically. Or face find, which is our shiny thing here at PhotoDay. We're using a lot of face find in the cart, in the group and public galleries, as well as the private galleries, to match images with the person, who they are, what they're looking for. So in this example, this is a program, right? Every graduation has a program. So if you're doing public galleries for your graduation, we made this a different size program ads that you can slap together, put a QR code in there that takes them directly into the gallery. So, I mean, I think this actually works. Like if you guys take your phone out right now and take a picture of that QR code on the screen, it will show you a sample public gallery. So you guys can do that now. If your phone's sitting right next to you, just hover over with your camera on, and it'll take you right into a sample gallery. And I was going to show you guys that. For those of you who don't want to do that, I can share my screen and show you exactly what that looks like, because I think it's pretty cool. And you guys need to envision this workflow. So I'm going to turn my screen share on and share my phone over here. You guys see my phone. And then I'm going to go back to my, oh, I guess I can't do it this way. Oh, I can. I can go to the sample. Oh, it's in the blog. Sorry, guys. I'm jumping around all over the place just because I want to show you what this looks like. So I can take my phone, and this is an example of what your parents would do, and it would bring up the gallery. Now, this gallery is already published. So if it wasn't published and it wasn't advance pay, it would prompt them to make an advance pay purchase. But this is going to take them right into the gallery. This is just an example of how to communicate. Now, our galleries are always going to ask them to go in here and subscribe for text marketing updates. So if they haven't opted in advance, this window will pop up and they will opt in. Now, about our records are showing right now about, our data is showing like 46% of people visiting the gallery are actually entering their mobile number here for some text updates. They're subscribing. So, and then they can come right into the gallery. Now the search options are going to be whatever search options you guys make available. So if they want to use Face Find and just find their photos by using a photo, or view all photos, there's no tags in this sample gallery. So I just wanted to show that to you guys because I think that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to come back over to my other screen and turn my screen share off so we can keep going with our slides until we get back to that that demo part. Okay, start. All right, cool. So that's just an example. This is the sign. You know, we have all of these resources available. I am going to post the link here in the chat. And that is the link that goes to these resources that you can download. They're Photoshop files, so you can change your branding, put things on it how you want it to appear, and use it for your upcoming picture days. And there's a poster. There's like digital displays. So if you're doing the commencement or graduation ceremony in a stadium or a field that has a digital display, you could put a big QR code up there to get people opting into the gallery. But the name of the game here is like, you're never going to see your photos unless you opt into the gallery, right? That is like the magic. That's where it happens, right? Get everybody to opt in. Lynn, great question. I should just show you guys how to do a QR code really quick. So QR codes are super simple to do in this. So this one's taking you right to a website. You can also take it right to a text window. So if you're just getting people to opt in. Natalie, yes. If you don't do advance pay, is there a way to advertise photos coming if you're using private galleries? Yes, you can send out a marketing email. There's a pre-picture day email you can use and just toggle off the some of the text on there and write your own text for it. But yes, you can do that for private galleries. Let's see. I'm going to post the link to the QR code generator for the person that asked. I just use the free one. It's online. You search qrcodegenerator.com. It's not a paid one. You can download it for free. So you can make that and put it on any of the designs. There's a bunch of them out there, but just so you guys can see that. So Stella, I really loved when you did your commencement that you do the family photos. I feel like there's only specific occasions where like so much of the family gets together all in one place and it's like a perfect opportunity to do family photos.
Right. Well, and you know what's crazy about these pictures are from, these pictures were taken underneath my tent outside.
Gotta make it work.
This was during COVID, right? So they couldn't have formal indoor, they're outdoors. So I set up my tent and I did these outdoors. But yeah, you know, people signed up. So what we did is we did a sign up. So I just, through Sign Up Genius, I had families sign up. Hey, we're going to be there for graduation, and families, if you would like to sign up to have for nice portraits taken after the ceremony, sign up. And that's what they did. So they came down and I got formal portraits of the graduates. I got, you know, family portraits. If grandparents were there, I got parents. And so my sales were awesome because they were coming from all over the place. Did everybody participate? Of course not, because there's people that are just okay with their cell phone pictures. So we all know that. But the ones that do want it, they do want it, and they signed up and they buy a lot. So, so it worked out. It worked out really well. I think this high school was like 120 graduates, and I think I had like 65 people. So, you know, a little more than half. And then my average sale was like around $85, you know, for, you know, everyone who came. So it was totally worth my while. So, you know, but yeah, and this was taken outdoors underneath my tent. So did my best.
Yeah. It was like you had what you had to make it work, but
yep.
Don't discount the family photos. If you have the extra staff, if you have the means to do it, you know, make sure to get those family photos in. It's going to equate to more sales.
Lynn, that is a hand painted canvas background that I hung up in my tent.
You were fancy.
Yeah.
Definitely fancy.
It wasn't green screen.
Yeah. So I blurred out faces. This is that same job. I was brought it up. I just blurred out the data so we can show, because this is the gallery that you use the existing photos to cluster the grad images that were taken that day.
Correct. So yeah, so these were the senior portraits that were already taken. And so since you already have the senior portraits, just created the capture gallery for graduation day. And those were the ones that I used to populate all the candid photos and photos that we took outdoors during the ceremony. And then of course, if they signed up for the formal portraits, they had both. They had some outdoor pictures and some of the more formal looking pictures. So, and it all populated by facial recognition. So
yes, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. That's time for the demo. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like and how you can do that if you wanted to do private galleries. And then I'll walk through a quick public gallery setup just so you can see it. And like I said, the only difference between group and public is that URL that goes right into the gallery for public galleries versus the group. They have to enter the code. So it gives a little bit more sense of security. But there's different use cases. Most graduations, you know, especially these kids, a lot of them are already adults. They're in a public place. Everyone's taking photos of everybody with everybody in the background. Like, you don't have to worry about being so like secure as you would in like an underclass or elementary school setting. So, you know, and it's basically like Stella, you were saying, it's like how you prefer to sell your customer. If you only want them to just go right in the gallery, see their photos, and you can accommodate that because you have the data, or if you just want to do it as a public and blast it out with the data that you have, it really is your preference on how you want to run it. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this, right? It's just whatever your personal preference is.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, turn screen share on here. So what I'm going to share first, I'm going to turn my camera off so I'm out of the way. Let's see, turn it off, out of the way. All right, so what I'm going to share first is just this is like a sample data file. So you can export this out of a job that's already in PhotoDay, or you could, you know, if you use another software or another platform or had data from the school in the fall and you want to recycle that data for commencements with PhotoDay, you can. So basically the data file is going to have all the data that went out, or all the data that came out of that gallery, and then the featured photo in this image name column. It's whatever that featured photo, primary image, yearbook photo was, right? That's the photo that you are going to import into PhotoDay. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it. This is your studio home panel at PhotoDay. And this is where everything happens. So I'm going to come in here and set up a example job. I'm just going to call it Winter Park Grads 22. And I'm going to make this graduation and send it to an organization here. And we'll just say the picture day is tomorrow. And you can estimate the amount of kids being photographed. and create it. Now, if you put a job logo here, this is for specific like templates that, you know, work with specific labs, and also in group and public galleries, it appears as the gallery icon when they're viewing their galleries in PhotoDay. Over here, we're going to do a private gallery because we're going to use that existing data. Marla, just to answer your question really fast, yes, all these webinars are recorded and they'll be available on our webinar replay page, so you can catch up later. I'm sorry you lost power. So hopefully everything's good. All right, so over here, this is a private gallery. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to go right in to import that data that I just showed you because I want to show you how it works. So over here, I'm going to add the subject data. I'm going to upload that CSV file, which is going to be here. It's that same one I just showed you in my browser window. But it's important if you do this, you map everything correctly. Now, when you're mapping a CSV file, it's important to note the first name and last name are required. If you're using a student ID, this student ID becomes required, and it also becomes the unique identifier. That means if you append more data to this gallery at any point, it's going to look for the student ID and it's going to update these records with the newest data. If you don't have a student ID, the unique identifier becomes the person's first name and last name. And it will duplicate records or overwrite if you got more than one person with the same name. That's why in schools, student ID is so important. So you can map all your data here. I'm just going to map the email addresses. You can map up to 3 emails per person. And then when you map this image name to this image name field, you're telling PhotoDay, I'm going to use this image as the reference photo. So I'm going to upload this first, and then I'm going to upload a folder of images that contain these images so you can watch this magic happen. So we're not going to do Capture App with this demo. We're just going to upload that existing data. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that folder of images. Now in this folder of images, some of those file names appear. So I just have a big group of images in here. Well, it's not that big because I don't want to keep you here all day while I'm uploading. But it has the existing images. There's 20 files in here. And let me just say, I just upgraded my internet. So I got a lot faster on the uploads here on my side of things. So, Joseph, you're right. Like if you're doing public galleries, you don't have to do this data entry because the school gave you the data file and you're just importing it. Or you're just, you know, they already gave it to you for fall and you're just importing. There is really no data entry here. So I'm not like, yes, you're dealing with more data, but it's not any data entry for you. I think that's what we're trying to solve here with PhotoDay, is getting rid of data entry once and for all, right?
Right.
So these photos uploaded, and you can see how it assigned those images as the reference photo, and then it went ahead and clustered any of the other images where their students' faces appeared. So this will work for candids. It'll work for the handshake. I don't have like the right examples to show you guys, but it does work for it all. The rule of thumb with FaceFind here when it's doing the match is that if it can see enough of the face, it even works. I mean, Stella, you had a guy like with a mask on, right?
Yep.
And it was matching with masks, sunglasses. If it can see the bottom, it has to just,
yeah, they had sunglasses on. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just has to see enough of the face to do the match.
Yeah.
Right. It works great. And it also gets crazier, like when you have a lot of images of that person and they're at all different angles, it almost gets smarter at recognizing them, because this is, you know, artificial intelligence. It is learning those faces. So the more angles it sees of that person, it will recognize them, be more confident it is that person, and cluster those images. So at an event with candidates like a graduation, it's going to work really well to cluster them into the galleries. And
yeah, it was really interesting. The other day I did a cheer shoot, and the girl wanted to do a profile, like one of these things. And I'm like, okay, I'll know who she is because I took a couple other images, and when I imported all the images, it matched her. So it matched her profile.
Yeah.
So that one I thought for sure I was going to have to manually match. So it just blows my mind how it just matches some things I thought for sure that was not going to match, but
it's crazy. Like sometimes I'm like, sometimes it feels like, you know, if the kid has a shirt on that has a face in it, even if it's like a cartoon face, it'll say that's a missing face, right?
Right.
But you can just ignore those. But I think it's funny. I think we had somebody that sent through one, and it was like a holiday shoot, and there was a lot of ugly Christmas sweaters, and there was like Santa Claus on the ugly sweaters, and it was picking up Santa's face from the ugly Christmas sweater. It gets a little crazy. But it does in here. So it does make a match for you here. And then, of course, you can always go to wherever it didn't do a good job. Well, it says I have one unmatched, but there's not one unmatched in here. Maybe I just need to refresh it. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why it says one. But anyway, so it's matched everybody up that I uploaded. It looks like it has all 20 photos matched. Let me just look. Yep, all 20 photos are matched. And it's good to go. So from here, I wanted to show you guys there's some new marketing features in here as well. So marketing, you can create a flyer and you can manually send some stuff out. But if you already have email addresses and you wanted to use our automatic campaigns, that's going to be under settings, under campaigns here. And you can toggle these on and off how you want them. So there's a pre-picture day series is going out for advance pay. It'll deploy automatically once you turn this on. And then there's post-picture day series and expiration series that will deploy. Now, once they go into the galleries and they made an advance payment, or they entered their, they text the access code, or they enter that code and subscribe for text notifications, they're going to get the automatic SMS campaigns that comes from PhotoDay's short code of 90738. It's one thing PhotoDay does different. I think we do it really well, is the short code text marketing. More people tend to read text than they do read email. So, we're always trying to put the text out in front to help with your communication. That helps with the conversion for views to sales. And we're all busy and we're all living on our mobile devices and we're all facing constant interruptions. So it definitely does help out with that. Now, that's private galleries. But if you were going to do a group gallery, it's just as simple to set up. So you can come in here, add your new job, and let's just say we'll do this as Winter Park Grads 22, and set it up as a group gallery. So I'm just going to go back in here. Picture day date is tomorrow. Actually, I'll do a public gallery. So I'm going to set it up as this is a public gallery. It's going to give me this direct link. Now, this direct link is going to take me, I'm going to save this. That direct link is going to take me right into the gallery at any time. So if I open a new window, it's in draft mode. It's going to present the customer to be able to subscribe it. But the reason I like this gallery is because if you have a website and you're driving a lot of traffic to your website to find galleries, you can just post this public URL to your studio site for them to find their photos. So that's a big benefit of the public galleries. And then they can go right in and subscribe from here. So that is a public gallery. You can also create your unique opt-in code here. It's going to predefine one, but you can create one here. And that opt-in code can be used to tell people, hey, text this code to 90738 to opt in for gallery communications. It's basically the same thing as them clicking the link. Oh, Joseph have a question. Aren't you limiting sales with AP? I think, aren't you limiting your sales with advance pay?
Advance pay or with an app? What I'm not sure what he's asking.
Yeah, maybe try to clarify that, Joseph. We're confused by your question. Advance pay definitely doesn't limit your sales. Advance pay extends your sales and it starts them sooner, if that's what you mean, but I'm not sure what exactly you mean there. So public gallery here, from here, you just create your resources. So, you can create your QR code, your signage, put it on the program book, get it out. You can do this with a group or public gallery. With a group gallery, you'll probably want the QR code to be an SMS QR code, like put the link here, 90738, enter the access code for the gallery here so they can opt in. With a public gallery, you can just have a URL and have it go right to the website. So there's different types of QR codes you can create. So that's what that means. He meant advance pay. So I think we answered that, Stella.
Well, I'll just say, Joseph, that advance pay does not limit your sales in any way. Prepaid, prepaying online for a package or a prepaid order form where you're picking a package for $30 limits your sales. Advance pay is just a deposit. So they haven't bought anything yet. So then they see their pictures and then they love their pictures because you do a great job. And so now they have a deposit of $20, which is linked to, since they paid it, they'll get free shipping if they're buying from me, and they love their photos. And so now they're going to spend $50 because they love the photos and not just $30 that they did for a prepay package, if that was the case.
Yeah. And I mean, I think reality hits too, right? Like when we were doing prepay sales before, you know, you're selling on that day, right? And that day might not be payday. That day they might have paid some big bills and they don't have a lot of money to spend on photos. So they're just going to spend the minimal amount they can possibly afford, or sometimes not at all. When you move to online and you're breaking it up with advance pay, you're giving them a chance to opt in. You're connecting them to the gallery, and then they're going to come back and buy when they have the money to buy everything that they want. That's why it's so important to do like the marketing communication, to always be there to remind them. And I think that's one thing PhotoDay does really well, is automate that part for you. So in case you forget, it's still there. We just need you to get people to that site in one of these gallery methods and get them to opt in. And the platform can handle the rest. Let's see.
John has a question. Lisa.
Maybe. Oh yeah. So you take photos at a mass event like a commencement, provide the QR code to the job gallery. No, that's not what we showed. That's true for any type of gallery. It must be a private. No. So John, so in private galleries, you are providing the reference photo of that child. So you're either using the capture app to get the reference photo, like you're just replacing a photo with a QR code. So think of it that way. So, or a barcode or an image number. So you're replacing it with a photo. You're doing it on the back end. With a public or group gallery, the parents can use a photo to search for their photos using FaceFind on the website. So it's two different workflows. Both of them are using FaceFind, just in two different ways. So hopefully that helps clear it up. All right, cool. So
Joseph, I don't understand about your question. A lot of work for the school. All the school has to do is export their registration for the year with the emails that are already there to give to you. So that's all that's required. And then we just tweak it to make sure it's a CSV file and that all the columns are the way they need to be to import into PhotoDay, and then we import it in. So there's not a lot of work on either end.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It takes minutes. It's not. I mean, you're looking at it. I just showed you guys.
It's just data that they export from their registration. So they just export it right out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like if you already did the job in the fall, then you export it out.
Exactly. So I already have it. So that's what I just did for kindergarten graduation last week. I just exported out from the fall photos and I just used their images. I went and I uploaded the job today.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's it. This was a new feature that we introduced last fall, the retouching feature. So I just wanted to show this to you guys. I just ran like a sample grad image through here, but I love this retouch feature. It's automatic. It's an easy upsell. You can add it to your price sheet. I mean, I think you can sell it for anywhere from $8 to $12, depending on your area. It does such a good job, completely automated with removing blemishes, but it also can recognize if it's a mole. It doesn't make them look too plasticky. It does a really good job, and it's a perfect retouch just to get rid of any acne or blemishes or splotchiness on their faces, so they can look like they have perfect skin. So it's a really great feature. Let's see. Brenda's asking, are you getting both the email and phone numbers? You don't have to get the phone numbers, just emails for private galleries. They opt in to get, to the gallery. So you should never, as a general rule of thumb, text marketing best practices. You should never mass text people if you don't have their individual permission. It's actually not kosher. So they just opt into the gallery. Yeah.
And then Joseph, as far as parent info, like I did a public school last week. No, they don't want to give you the emails of the parents. So I set up a sign up when I have picture day, and parents sign up, and I get the emails that way, and I do the private galleries that way. So, and believe it or not, this is my second time. We did fall photos and spring photos, and this was a early childhood school. In the fall, I had 120 parents sign up for photos. We had over 200 sign up this time. So they're trained.
Yeah.
So they all signed up on Sign Up Genius, and then I sent them all their access codes. So I'm still working on getting their images done, but I'll get those out. But they all have their 10% off advance pay right now that's still active until the gallery goes live. But yeah, so you do have to, there's a workaround for the public schools. Private schools tend to be a little more easy with giving out the emails. But I just do the sign up, and it's just work. Is it a little extra work? Do you have to stay on top of it? Yes. But, it's been very lucrative for me. It's been worth the extra effort for me to do.
Yeah. Justin just asked if you are offering retouching for your grad galleries, but we didn't have it last graduation season. So that's new for this season.
Yeah. So they never had it before. The way I've handled it, though, is if a parent would call me, say, I love the photos, but can you do anything about the blemish here or there or whatever? Then I would just, I would just charge them $10 or whatever, and I would just run a credit card, and I would do the retouching and re-upload that image into the gallery for them. So I would just do retouching upon request when it wasn't available.
Yeah. Yeah. John Tobin, to answer your question, yes. If you go to a parade as an example, take pictures of all the people you don't know, give them a card with a QR code to the public gallery you set up. Yes. And once you publish, all they do is they can upload their own photo to find photos in that gallery. Yes, with Space Find. That works in a public or group gallery, and that is exactly right. They do not need to download an app for that to work at all. So yes, that is definitely correct. And yeah. So yeah, I think the retouch feature is going to be huge for this this commencement season. I mean, there's it's just a very natural retouch. It's very fast. It's instant. And you guys saw, we'll talk about this now, but we talked about the post picture day marketing using the email feature in the campaigns or the auto SMS, getting them to opt in, collecting the opt-ins. Showed you guys this, how when they go to the gallery for the first time, even if they didn't text the opt-in, it will ask them for their mobile number to opt in for gallery communications. Like I said, almost half the people going to your page are going to opt in for text communications if they haven't already. So that's good. And then the grad products and packages, there are some new cards, thank you cards that we've added to PhotoDay for this season. So make sure you add them to your price sheets. These are with Reedy Photo right now. We're working on getting them in with Richmond at the moment, actually. But they're just packs of thank you cards. They come with envelopes, right? You're selling convenience. They don't have to go somewhere else outside the system. They can buy them direct from you. I think a few of our labs also have the tassel frames, which are another popular commencement item. And then, I mean, I thought about this. I thought digital packs were like the way to go. I mean, like so many people were buying digital packs for commencements last year and the year before that we saw come through the system. It's almost like 40% of the purchases are just all the digital files. So there's value to those downloads. So make download packages or download and print packages together. There's a way to feature products on your price sheet. If you guys didn't know that, I highly suggest going through and featuring. I did that in that sample gallery. I featured the commencement graduation type products. That way, when they go to their storefront, you put them right in front of their face so they know that they're there. So make sure you feature those desired products for your graduation galleries. And I think Natalie said, can you show a quick marketing piece of the advance notice of picture coming, but not using advance pay? Natalie, I will send that to you, that I have to create that and send it to you in the job. I will send it over to you so you can see what that looks like. Insights here. This is a great way to check to see once you do publish if people are actually viewing and purchasing in your galleries, right? So always check your job insights. You can open the job, go in here, you see how many times being viewed, how many order sales are happening. how many opt-ins you have, how many opt-outs you have, like all this good things, all this data is living in your job under Insights. So always check your communication. Common question that comes up, I'll cover right now, unique views. That's how many times that unique device has viewed a gallery. So it's per device, not per person. So if they, you got 5 people viewing the same gallery, it's going to count as 5 different unique views for that one person's gallery. That's what that is. Stella, do you expire galleries? It's always like a debate. Who expires their galleries, who doesn't, and why?
I don't expire any galleries, and I'll tell you, because I've been using PhotoDay, I guess this is 3 years now. It's interesting that I get orders from last year for baseball this year because they never ordered. So they go in for this year's gallery and go, oh, I forgot to order last year. They see last year's gallery. So I see that order come in, and then I see this year's order come in too. So it's nice that they have access, because there's always those people who forget to order. They meant to order and they forgot to order, and they want the pictures. So I don't expire for that reason. So that's, a sale's a sale, no matter how old this, how long ago I photographed them. So I don't think there's any reason to expire them, because there's no cost through PhotoDay to keep them up there. Now, if that would change, then maybe we'd think about archiving a gallery or something. But for right now, every season, it's just funny how I'll just see, oh yeah, I didn't order. I had a lady call today. She just ordered last year's baseball photos because she forgot, oh, I never ordered last year's. So, that there's no reason to expire it.
Yeah. Eric, your question, can we see what the customer marks as favorite? The answer to that is not yet. It needs to be actionable. Obviously, if we're going to present to you this data, we want to build actionable items for you to use that with. So yes, that has been a popular request we've received. So we will definitely be looking more into that, especially prior to the upcoming fall season. But yep. What do you do if they want trading cards? Joseph, are you asking if for data entry purposes? Because they buy their own products and they enter their own information. Data. You don't have to do data with PhotoDay. They want to buy trading cards. They want to buy a memory mate. They want to buy whatever. They get to enter their own gallery or their own information on the products, and they get to view it live preview what we have. So they get to see what it's going to look like with all their text on there. Mm-hmm. Let's see. If you have increase your prices, do you go back to the old events and reprice those? Do you do price increases? Do you swap price sheets on the older events, Stella?
Yeah, I will. And I'll send a notification out. So I don't expire them, but I'll use the PhotoDay custom text feature for, like, once I hit like a year, like, hey, the prices are going up on the galleries. If you haven't ordered your pictures yet, prices are going up, and depending on what the event is, maybe I'll do it for after 6 months, but typically it's after a year. It's kind of like that gallery is still sitting there since I haven't expired it. Maybe after a year, it's like, I'll just go out to those people. Like, I'll just look at the galleries and see how many people even still have outstanding advance pays that, people just let it ride. They forgot to order. They made a deposit and they still haven't ordered, and they just kind of forgot about it. So, yeah, so I will, I'll kind of give them a warning that prices are going up on last year's galleries to try to get them motivated to go ahead and buy it before the prices go up, because they're going to miss out and spend more. So,
yeah, exactly. I think this is your favorite feature of PhotoDay once you have a lot of jobs published. Am I right?
It's everybody's favorite.
The dashboard
all day long.
Yeah, the dashboard app. So don't forget, it's available for iOS and Android. And if you have a watch, it'll send notifications on your incoming sales to your watch. You don't have to go to your studio panel and constantly refresh to see how your sales are doing and where your trends are. You can download the PhotoDay dashboard app from either Google Play or the Apple Store and sign in using your same account information you signed to the studio panel, and you'll be able to receive those notifications directly to your app. Or your watch. So that makes it fun. And it makes a cool cha-ching sound, if you guys already know about that when you get sales. Everybody loves the cha-ching sound. Marla, yes, that's a new feature. We just released it this week. Is there a way to send out an email to only those on the list that have not ordered yet? Yes. That's a new feature. You can do that. The auto email campaigns do that automatically. The manual marketing flyer campaigns, you can select that as a filtered feature. So yes, for sure. If you guys aren't already in the users group, join our PhotoDay users group on Facebook. It's a great place to learn more about PhotoDay, to see how other people are using it, other people's successes, other people's trials, so you can figure out how people are overcoming those things. But it's a great community. We welcome you guys to join the Facebook users group. And I should just probably post the link there really quick, just in case anyone is not on it today, and you can request to join that. So that is the link I just put in the chat, but it's called PhotoDay Users Group, PhotoDay Users. Yeah, this is our fees, guys. So, Lynn, your question really good. Love that posing chart. Where can I get one? In the users group, look up Megan Goring. She's got that posing chart for sale on her website. She made it and she's selling it and helping other photographers in dance. So look up Megan Goring in our users group and you'll find her link there, I'm sure. And yes, Joseph, you can import your email contacts from Constant Contact into PhotoDay to send out marketing email communications. Yes, that does work. So guys, we're approaching an hour, so I'll just go over fees for anyone new that's joining us today. What are the fees to use PhotoDay? We don't have a subscription fee. There's no upfront cost. You can sign up and get started and play around with the technology completely free. And basically, we only get paid when you get paid. So our fee is 10% on the transaction fee. It's on the subtotal, so it's before tax and shipping. We're a little bit different than other commerce providers. It's not on the total transaction fee. So it's important to note that's only on your purchase pre-tax, pre-shipping. The credit card processing fee is through Stripe at 2.9% plus 30 cents a transaction. When a customer makes a transaction on PhotoDay, when they buy something from you, all parties get paid, so you don't have any more massive lab bills at the end of the week coming in. So everyone gets paid in that one transaction. We deposit the applicable sales tax as well as your profit into your Stripe account, and then you can set the frequency of how often Stripe deposits to your bank account. So you get all of this for that. That's it. That's all our charges are. Retouching, it's at $225. So if somebody orders it, you mark that up, sell it for $10. It costs you $225 with PhotoDay. And then we have a knockout service as well. That's 35 cents a knockout for green and blue screen currently, but that is also being enhanced as we speak. So those are some products of PhotoDay, but there are no subscription costs right now, and you guys can dive right in. So thank you, Stella, for joining today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and asking lots of questions to keep us occupied. I got some homework to do after this for Natalie and Lynn. I will circle back on. But yes, if you need anything further, once you sign in, there's an orange bubble in the lower corner. You can always chat with us there, request a call, or just email us at support@photoday.io, and we'll hop on a call with you, email you back, chat with you, whatever method of communication you prefer. I just said that, Joseph. Just reach out for a call. We can schedule a call with you and chat and set up a one-on-one demo so you get some dedicated time with one of us and help you onboard to PhotoDay and answer all your questions. So thank you, guys, for joining us today. I hope you're having an awesome spring season. I hope it's very successful for everyone. And yeah, let us know how we can help. Thank you, Stella, for being here with me.
Welcome. No problem.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.